Here we go. All right, give it 10 seconds. Thank you.
Hey, but you can finally answer my questions in real-time speed. Jeez. Dios mío.
God damn it. All right. Okay. I'm gonna give myself a 5-second delay for a moment, so start counting from now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, I meant just count it in your head, not really say it. All right, you know what? We're going with it. All right, fuck it.
Okay.
Welcome to Lofi and Chill Talks. Hello.
Part 2.
How's it going?
Part 2, the sequel.
Part 2, the sequel. Listen, part 2,
the
sequel is a lot better than the first one, okay?
This one has Simu Liu and Donnie Chen.
It also has Jackie Chan and Jet Li.
And surprise white character Ryan Reynolds. Jesus Christ.
No. You won't. We'll go over the top if we get The Rock in there as well for that Pacific Islander representation.
Wait, speaking of like Chinese movies having like white characters and stuff, right? Did you know that recently? You know the Sprouse twins, right?
Yeah.
Like Dylan Sprouse. Did you know that Dylan Sprouse learned Mandarin just to be in a Chinese film?
Whoa, what? I didn't know this. Hold on.
Yeah,
what?
like I saw an article about this. He literally learned Mandarin just so he can be in this like Chinese film, and it's a martial arts film. It's like old like you know, like the old like Chinese like a
wuxia film.
Yeah, like a wushu film, basically. Wushu film, basically. Yeah, let me see.
What the fuck? I didn't know this. Hold up.
Yeah, it's called Turnadot, Turandot, and he's actually the main character. And he speaks Mandarin in it. And it's so weird because all I see is Zach from Zack and Cody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking it up right now. I'll edit this in post, but no joke. The moment I saw him, I was like, yeah, this dude looks so out of place.
Right? And it's like, it looks so stereotypical, like, to like, when like they have that one token white character in like a Chinese film, but he's actually speaking Mandarin this time.
Dude,
which is like,
I don't know how I should feel about this. Like, I'm proud of him, but I'm also weirded out.
To be fair, like his Mandarin's good, strangely.
I feel like he can speak it. I can definitely feel like he can, but it's like, it's so out of place because I'm thinking like Zach just happens to be in China for the moment when they were on the cruise, and he just happens to be left behind for
Zach
like,
in China.
Yeah, they just left him. God, this
Cody
is weird.
went to fucking Yale, and Zach went to fucking fight for the Chinese emperor, the Ming Dynasty.
What in the world happened? Okay, speaking of white guys
Christ.
in like films, why do all the white guys in those Chinese movies are British? I just noticed that.
Right. I think with that, it's because like, you know how like, I actually don't know. Now that I think about it, like, they're always, if not super American, they're super British.
They're super
like
British,
the thickest
right?
accent.
Now that I think about it,
and it's like
I think
really
it's more
get
like
that.
a historical thing. I think that's the reason why, because there was a British occupation.
In Asia, right? Like in Asia.
Yeah, the British occupation for sure.
Jeez. It's still mind-boggling seeing Zach speak
It is.
Mandarin.
Like I can't unsee it. The moment I saw it, I was like, "Huh, this is something new. I never knew this."
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And you know what's crazy? I saw this off of like a weird Instagram post on my feed for no reason. Like I just saw it in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, "Oh, that's Zach from Zack and Cody." And then I clicked on it. It was like, "Oh no, he's a Chinese warrior."
Speaking of which,
it's
why
insane.
is our like algorithm and Instagram like cater to these type of things? Like the moment we look at it, I'm getting
Right?
bombarded.
Okay, Instagram algorithm and YouTube algorithm have been so fucking weird recently. And like literally I get videos from like 12 years ago. It's just like, oh, microwaving tinfoil for the first time. Let's see what happens. And like people watch it. People sit down and watch it for like it racks up 15 million views, and then it's just out of nowhere. the YouTube feed is so weird.
Now the fact that you said you got it on that algorithm, I'm gonna probably be knees deep into the white guy in Chinese films or Chinese films in general. I feel like it's gonna happen. All right,
It will.
let me.
You're still looking at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the posters, right? I see the stereotypical, you know, the heroine of the series.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, looks normal so far, what I expect, but then, okay.
You see like this, like majestic, like white.
He's so
white
majestic.
protagonist.
What is his backstory? Did it like English settlers just happen to leave this boy behind, or?
I don't know because he's speaking Mandarin. I don't even know if he speaks English here.
Like,
Oh
there's
my
gotta be some
God.
sort of reason why he's there. Like the story behind it. Like I'm sure it's like something so fucking obvious, but I'm just not getting it just from these photos alone. Like,
It's weird too because it's like Disney stars usually go to like move on to like more like PG-13 plus like films, right? Like, you know, Cole Sprouse, his twin, went on to go to Riverdale, and then, you know, a bunch of other Disney stars went to go like bigger things. But then how did he end up in China, dude? That's the one thing I can't wrap my head around.
like there has to be some sort of like in that motive. Like I wonder what actually pushed him to become this character. What actually pushed him?
Overall, though, I'm happy for him. I mean, he looks like he's enjoying it. Honestly,
It looks
it's
like
a new
he's having
experience.
fun.
Yeah, and he's getting some culture from it too as well.
He posted on his Instagram. I can't unsee it. I can't. Oh,
Jesus Christ!
I
Oh
just didn't
my.
know. I just didn't know. I didn't follow him. I'm gonna follow him now.
Dude, after this film, there's gonna be a lot of people. He's gonna get a following, honestly.
Dude, he's gonna get a following, not knowing like what he just started. Like, white guys can learn Mandarin.
6 hours ago, some full moon shit. Oh my.
Dude, what? He's creative, and there's only 9 posts, but he has 9.5 million followers. Dude is goated. Dude, look at his story. Look at his story. Not gonna lie. Okay, so what the audience is not seeing right now is that we're looking at a brunette, and there's an emoji on the bottom of it that which you guys can take a gander.
It's basically like an Instagram model, Julie emoji. Just like figure that out for yourselves.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
Oh damn it, man! this guy's gonna carry the film.
Oh Jesus! Oh God, no! Oh sweet Jesus!
God.
I'm so excited. You know what? Once this film starts getting released into the US, I'm watching it. There's no way.
This is for sure good. I'm gonna fucking pirate this shit just to like I just want all the clips of him speaking Mandarin.
I bet you that's gonna be like a YouTube compilation, just like all
Compilation.
of like
Dylan
all of his,
Sprouse Mandarin compilation.
cute white guy learns man. Speaking of which,
Dude, honestly,
this is like a white American, and most of the day and age now is like Asian American, which is a interesting twist if you think about it.
actually, yeah, it's weird because like it's weird how like films nowadays be like adapting to like super like into like more cultured areas, but it's also weird like how they cast.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
like
Like they're trying to be more ethnically inclusive, right? Where you sometimes get like the black guy, the Hispanic guy, the Asian guy.
The token best friend. Yeah, they're starting to like implement like LGBTQ characters as like like the token friends, like or like the main character even sometimes as well. There's like there's that, I forgot that one series or that one movie. It's like Horror Street or something like that. It's on Netflix, and it's like first protagonist is a gay female character. She's lesbian, and it's like it really breaks the stereotype of like the typical male protagonist in a horror film. It's pretty nice to see.
And it kind of goes down to it, like trying to break down the mold as well as the stereotypes behind it, because I think every time they try to include all of those spectrum, they're like carrying it with stereotypes. And I think that's kind of like saddening a little to me. Yeah,
because they rely on it. It's more so like, we're gonna milk this character until eventually it gets bored. The audience gets bored of it, and then out with the old, in with the new.
That's saddening to me because I can name like a bunch of interesting characters that can definitely live up to that hype, that they can definitely hold their own, but it's just that stereotypes that's just holding them back tremendously. I'll say this right now. Shang-Chi has that echo about it. Shang-Chi definitely has that echo behind it. Like he could definitely hold his own, but it's just that stereotype of a son that has been berated by their dad, and spoilers, sorry to anyone that hasn't seen it. Spoilers.
No
the
copyright
son.
We don't know Marvel, Disney. Don't cease and desist.
But it's like he's holding on to the stereotype of like a little Asian son that's been berated and try to gain back his honor. I'm like, dude, Asian Americans are not like that.
okay, but like to be fair, I honestly did like the background story into how they built up because like the only way to have a good Marvel hero is if there's a good Marvel villain, right? Because like if the villain's ass, no one's gonna watch it. But it's like there was actually like good backstory behind on that. Like he was after power. Eventually found his like Shang-Chi's mom. She was one of those like, what was it called again? It was like she was basically from a dimension where like people are more like powerful and they have like magic and stuff. And then and then they didn't. It's honestly saddening because he was willing to change for her, but the village didn't want him to go in because of his past, because it would have destroyed the village. But he honestly wanted to like settle down in like somewhere because safe, so he had nowhere to turn to, so he had to go back, right? And then he locked away his rings. She gave up her powers so that they could settle down, get their family. And then the past eventually like catches up to him. He sees like the only one person that could change him die, and it's like honestly it's like a really really good really good like villain arc or like villain bring up, as well as like Simu Liu's character, like because it's like that yin and yang fuck. God damn it, why?
Amazing. And my name wasn't even included in the movie.
Right? But it's like, it's like that polar opposite. Like one can't be without the other. Otherwise, like chaos ensues.
He's just so human. Like there's an actual human being behind it. Like he's actually human. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things I got from that villain, especially from a Class A Hong Kong actor, Tony Leung.
Yeah.
Like, Class A
dude.
acting.
He's hot. He is hot. Sorry.
He's hot. Yes, he's very hot. He's been definitely awarded for his wonderful pacing. Like he made that character very human, because apparently from what I read, like the source material was like he was a stereotypical villain, A and B, but he's like, I want to make this complex. I actually want this to look like some sort of dad that had it rough and passed it on to my son. And that's what happened.
Yeah, because like it honestly like makes you get attached to the character as well. He did a really good job getting attached, like making you attached to that character. Like you have to sympathize with the character. Like, oh, I know why he's acting out on this, because he like, what? First of all, he wouldn't be bad if he didn't get like tricked by that fucking soul eater, whatever it's called. But then like he got manipulated, and he did it with good intent, thinking that he could bring his family back.
And you see, that's the thing. Like, that's what makes him so human, because everyone, I assure you, at least once in their life, wanted to be able to bring people together and, remain unified as a family. But it's so impossible for his past actions as well as his current actions. That's just what makes it so compelling, because of that. That certain needs and wants of people are so divided that sometimes you don't need to be united to be a family, or other times, like in his case, sometimes you just don't need to go out of your way to force them to do something, because that leads again to that argument of an Asian American household and being forced to do things that just seems like it's traditional, and in many ways it is, but we're living in a world where it's hard to keep that tradition, and it's absolutely difficult to remain unified as well, because I think that's what the film tried to really prioritize, but they kept going back to tradition. I'm like, this is not Asian America at all. This is not Asian American perspective at all.
I mean, I get with like the heritage and stuff, like it was basically more so like a showcase rather than like learning to like embrace your roots, rather than like adapting to like now, because it's like Awkwafina's character, right? And like how she's like, oh yeah, I'm not really in touch with my Mandarin, and then like during the end, like she ended up like understanding most Mandarin, which I was like, what the fuck. how the fuck did you learn Mandarin like through that like whole shit? Man.
I think that's what's like the biggest takeaway of Awkwafina's character is like she's trying to represent us as Asian Americans, people that are not as inclusive to their traditions. But I think that's what made it, realistic to me. But the fact that she's like get that development of like maintaining their root, sure, by all means, but having it down to that level is hard. It takes years. I don't know how she's able to do it.
But she did, and dude, honestly, she killed the role. She honestly did.
She killed it.
She also like, honestly, she did a really good job keeping in touch with the audience as well, because like how like she was like the one character that didn't know what to do with her life. She just wanted to like she actually represents most of the fucking Asian American kids to this day.
Right?
She just wants to go party and like work a regular 9 to 5, just like do whatever. And then like her mom wanted her to be like a fucking med student that could like study, go to college, like push for something greater. But honestly, in like this day and age, it is really, really, really like it's actually scary to like waste away, like at least the way I see it, it's scary to me, like wasting away my life in college, because it's like if I focus on something and then I eventually finish it, right, and then after I get like, let's say like I get my fucking bachelor's and I'm a fucking medical student, you're gonna be competing with at least a couple hundred more students exactly like you that can probably do your job better than you, and you're all gonna be aiming for one job.
I mean, absolutely. Like with that mentality, especially like how competitive the Western world is, the Eastern world, it takes competitiveness to a whole new level, which I thought was like the biggest difference in when I think of Shang-Chi, like the realization of like being an Asian American and the fact that this movie kind of wants to push forward that traditional aspect, which I can understand why, because given the backstory, yes. But to me, what's the most important thing about being an Asian American is that, yes, Asian ethnicity represent, but you are an American national. You gotta understand that. You can't separate that. You are completely adapted to an American lifestyle, and you can't just simply break it just because of traditional sense. You can't do it. Impossible.
Damn.
That's what I feel like should be emphasized, because like I said, I can understand the backstory. I can understand why they want to go with a more traditional front rather than a modern front. I can understand.
Yeah.
But that's why I feel like that's my main gripe with it. It doesn't as accurately represent more of a Asian American perspective, but it's just more of an immigrant who is living in America that just so happens to be more traditional than it is American. And he struggles with that. He shows it plenty of times. And it kind of leads down to that argument of like, so is it supposed to be forced? No, not at all. I just wanted to be a little bit more accurate in that some Asian Americans actually don't want to be tied to their root. And that was his decision at first. But then he doesn't really represent that. He keeps on trying to go back and back and back. But he just...
like where... Okay, to be fair, because like he isn't really... Yeah, they're trying to represent Asian Americans, but the main character wasn't Asian American to begin with. He was China born and raised. He was just China born and raised. Shang-Chi, everyone, 10 out of 10. You should go watch it in theaters now. Rich Brian was on the fucking soundtrack. Oh, dang.
I just kind of wish like he would actually go into the many conflicts that we face today, you know, as Asian Americans. And in the film, it doesn't really represent many of those conflicts. Like Awkwafina only had like maybe a few, which I can sympathize with because that's what her character was meant to be. But Shang-Chi, no, does not represent Asian American problems, just like Awkwafina. Not even close.
Because I don't think that's what they really meant to shoot for when they were actually filming or writing the script. More so just to like stick to their like, you know, superhero background roots. And I don't know if like they claimed that they were trying to represent Asian Americans, but I think that it was more so to like the in real life aspect of like, oh, we didn't have an Asian superhero to look up to as a kid. We didn't have an Asian actor to look up to as a kid. For like those kids that like they don't know what they want to do if their mom keeps telling them, oh, you should be a doctor, oh, you should do this, or you should do that, but then they actually want to do this, and then this is like evidential proof of like, hey, anyone can do it. So it's like, you know,
I mean, that was like my perspective of it, because whenever I do think of superheroes, I literally think of like, okay, American, primarily speaking, like many heroes depicted today are almost certainly A, American born, B, American raised, they may have been an immigrant, or C,
Yeah.
the actual origin country. And I hate to say it, but like whenever I think of it, I'm like, I get kind of ticked off knowing that. It's like, okay, it's gonna be a white male or female, depending on how they want to go with it, but primarily American. So I'm like, okay, I'm expecting American conflicts, institutional discrimination, structural racism, all the things that literally pushes America, even to this day. Like, we thought we solved this problem decades ago, but no. And it's kind of shameful for me to say it. Like, those heroes are not heroes in my eyes because they don't represent the problems that we face today.
At the end of the day, they're just getting their bag. So that's the sad truth and reality.
Oh yeah,
that's what
Simu Liu is getting a lot of bank right now.
And honestly, though, because it's like, if you think about it, the film was only like, I'd say most like 1/8 worth of the work, because like he had to do tours after too to showcase the film, and like, you know, be like, hey, come watch my movie, and like literally went all around the world to showcase like the film, being like, hey, he went to Toronto, he went to the UK, he went to LA for the showcase. And it's like, out of everyone, I feel like he actually like really did put in a lot of good work into like promoting his film, you know, breakout actor type shit.
Originally, whenever I think of Simu Liu, I literally think of him like Kim's convenience store.
I think of Wong Fu.
Oh, you think of Wong Fu too?
I think of Wong Fu Productions.
I only think of him because I only saw him in that one show, and I was like, okay, well, you know what, he's decent, but I never expected him to actually. Yeah, he's not even Korean, so that's why I kind of felt like it was odd. I felt like it was odd for him to be in it, but
he actually pulled it off as Korean, because like people afterwards were like, hey, are you actually Korean? And it's crazy too. And like, props to like the original, the creator and the co-creator of it. The what's the name of the mom and dad? The Appa Ama. There's the Appa and the Oma.
Hold on, let me.
What's the name of them?
Hold on, let me. I don't remember the name. I just literally called them Appa and Oma. That's it. What was their names? Oh, what was their names?
Let me see.
I think it's like Paul. I think it's Paul and Jean, or like
Paul and Jean. Yeah. Because like, it's actually amazing how they first of all, like, how they got the fucking show. Because it's like, it started off as a play, right?
It was originally a play. It wasn't meant to take off as like a show.
But it got picked up by like, you know, by CBC.
It got picked up by CBC, yeah. Now that I think about it. And this was like during a time like where I feel like that was the generation of where we're starting to get a little bit on the way of like more mainstream on TV.
Yeah.
Which I was very thankful for, you know, because it's just like you said, we rarely represented and looked up to in terms of Asian Americans or like Asians in general.
Yeah. Jeez.
And it's kind of weird now that I think about it, you know, with what you said earlier, like we rarely get role models within the pop culture that we can actually, you know, look up to. Because I can tell you, when I was growing up, the only Asian people that I really looked up to was either Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Donnie Yen, Bruce Lee, and those are just only actors. Like, those aren't even like other role models.
You know how many times growing up, like, some motherfucker came up to me in like elementary school asking like, hey, do you know Kung Fu? Do you know how to do a backflip? And like, I'm over here sitting as like that fucking obese kid that I was. Like, does it look like I can do a backflip, motherfucker? Just sitting there like eating a fucking pizza pocket at lunch. Just like...
Dude, I didn't even have that. I had shrimp crackers.
What the fuck? Oh, dude. Like, I remember specifically dude, like the American lifestyle got so fucking bad on me that I wouldn't even eat fucking vegetables until I was like 10.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy because like every time I like bit into like lettuce, I was like,
What? How? Oh,
okay,
God,
it's better now because like you know like I can eat like salads and stuff and like I eat like actually a lot of broth. Like I prefer vegetables over meat.
Oh, nice.
But it's like
good
like
character development right there.
my main arc. It's just like
Oh, you went through multiple arcs. I'll believe it.
Shit, dude. Why did my brother texted me just now? He's like, "Hey, get ready. We're gonna go eat at an Asian restaurant." Oh my god. This is saddening.
This is saddening.
Okay, because it's like, out of my 4 siblings, I'm the only one that can like really speak Tagalog, which is like the Filipino language, right?
Correct.
And I can mostly understand it. And it's like, I hear my parents talking shit about my siblings, and they're just like, I wonder what they're saying about me. They just sit there with the most dumbfounded face, and like I'm understanding everything, and then they're like, "Is mom saying something nice about me?"
Oh yes, the mother tongue that every Asian American are either in it or they're out of it. I'll be honest with you, I'm walking the fine line of in it and out of it. And here's what I'm gonna say: I can easily understand it for all intents and purposes.
The Hmong
Yes,
language.
the Hmong language, yes, the Hmong language that has been passed down generation to generation, because there is no written language, believe it or not. We're actually one of the most unique languages that has no written format, so it is not Romanized, and you have to go with tonal as well as understand that when you write it, you're not going to actually get the whole standard Latin, Roman, phrase. You're actually going to pronounce it differently. And I guarantee you, everyone is going to look at you weird because you speak it. And that's kind of what diverted me from like telling people that like Hmong people are very exclusive. They're not inclusive whatsoever until you start asking them questions and get to know them. So that's when I fear like the moment I start speaking it, that's only reserved for my family and that's it. I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Yeah. Actually, to like add on to that, like, cause like this is fucking embarrassing. Cause like I've had a homie that I've known for like since like 6th grade, right? And I didn't even find out he was Hmong until like junior year of high school.
I told you, man. Until
I know.
Until people start like talking, like we're not gonna do it.
I asked him too because his last name's Yang, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, "Oh, you're Chinese, huh?" And he's like, "You could say that."
Wow, he doesn't even admit it. Okay.
Okay. To be fair, because like I asked him to, I'm like, because you remember that last conversation we had talking about like Hmong culture and stuff, and like how like basically like it's the most like Americanized like race of Asian.
Dude, like, it literally is. I explained it to you too.
Yeah, no, I saw it firsthand recently. Like I've seen it firsthand because like I was at his house, right? And I was asking him like, "Oh, hey, like your house is pretty like suburban. Like your parents talk to you like really like no accent, and they weren't like born here. They're like they talk like in the most like like American tone you can think of. They're like, hey, or like, hey, your friends are over? Oh, okay, I'll get the barbecue set up right now. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I told you what was. I told you.
And I was asking him too, like, oh, you guys don't celebrate Hmong New Year? Because like And he was like, we haven't celebrated that in like 2 years.
What?
And I was like,
Word? Damn.
word?
Damn. He's like whitewashed, bro.
No, yeah. And then I was like, do you speak Hmong at all? He's like, huh?
What?
Yeah. And then I realized it, like what you told me, like how like Hmong is like the most like Americanized like cult like race and like culture, right? I literally like I was like, hey, what's your dad doing right now? Like, oh, he's just sitting on the couch with the beer watching football. I was like, no fucking way.
I told you, man. We are the most, with confidence, the most Americanized Asian ethnicity that you will find.
Yeah, dude, and honestly, I have not like every time I've been going to his house since like I was like 13, and never once have I ever eaten an Asian meal at his house. It was always American, like straight up like pizza, burgers, like fucking chicken wings, like all of all of it that like his family like cooked and ordered. And it was like I was like mind boggled because it's like we like my old friend group consisted of like mostly Filipino.
Mm.
And like I was already used to that. But like now, I don't know. My mom even told me this. She's like, "How the fuck did your friends go from Filipino to Cambodian?"
Sucker.
Literally, dog. They're the most ghetto fucking Asians ever.
Dude, okay. Hmong people are the most Americanized, but Cambodians, though, they're the most ghetto.
Cambodians are
like the most ghetto.
let me tell you something real quick. I didn't hang around this friend group at all, right? Like in high school, I only started hanging out with them at COVID, and they're like one of like my closest friend groups ever. So I went to his birthday for the first time, right? Like my homie's birthday. His name's Nate too. But literally, I walked in. I just started getting verbally harassed by like every single one of the fucking uncles there. I never felt so like low in my life since I walked in like a Cambodian birthday party. And honestly, it's like all fun and jokes. It was pretty funny, but like it's like it's imprinted in my head how it will always go down because my homie who like it was his birthday, right? His dad punks me.
They're badass motherfuckers, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I was like, I literally walked up to like, they make bomb ass food though, honestly. Like
they
Cambodian
do.
Food is so good. It's so fucking good.
It's so good.
Like, yeah, like his mom makes like bomb ass fried rice, and like his dad made some good ass like tri-tip steak. I was like, shit. And I had the plate, right? And I went to go get a steak, and I was like, can I get a steak? And like I was stuttering because like I was like, these things look scary. Because like he was built like a Samoan, like long hair and like tan as fuck, wore like a tank top, and like he wasn't like buff, but like you could tell he's like ripped, like if he wanted to be, and like he's strong, and he drove like a white truck, which was like a Tacoma.
Dude is yoked. Dude is absolutely yoked, and he will wreck your shit.
Yeah. And basically, I was like, "Can I get a steak?" And he was like, "No, you can't, motherfucker." I was like, "No, I'm sorry." and then my friend came along. He was like, "Just grab the steak, dog." Oh my god. Like
you gotta love the Cambodians, dude. You gotta love them,
dude. Honestly,
they love as much as they hate.
Yeah, honestly, like they're one of the most like degrading homies ever, but they're like there for you when you need them.
They are the ride or die of
honestly they
ethnicity.
Honestly, they are. Have you? Speaking of, have you heard that song? It was like shot in Long Beach, like in my area. It's like listening to like I'm a motherfucking Cambo.
That's amazing. I did not hear this song, but I need to hear it now. Hold on.
Here, I'll play it.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna just look it up.
Like, listen to it. Listen, search up "I'm a motherfucking Cambo."
I can't believe this is a. Oh my god, you're not joking.
I'm not joking.
Oh my god. This was 6 years ago. What? It actually.
You see what I mean?
Dude, this is amazing. What?
I'm a motherfucking Cambo. It was going into like the music video throws you off because it was like, oh yeah, Cambodians represent the culture, you know, like this is all this and that, and like you think it would go into like a nice song. Literally, the most hood fucking beat pops up, and like these two gangster motherfuckers in tank tops came up. I'm a motherfucking Cambo.
This is the most like gangsta ass Cambodians ever.
Literally, I'm a fucking Cambo. I go hard in the paint. Hennessy is all I drink. and it's funny because like my Cambodian friend showed me this song.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen today. Dude, Hmong people can rap, but not like this. Yeah, I'm still watching it. This is amazing. But oh my god, like my comment earlier, Hmong people can rap, but it's only in Hmong, so you're not gonna get any inclusiveness here. It's exclusive as fuck.
For real, dog. I was like, it honestly like threw me off so hard when I heard this shit because it was like it got me with like, oh, they're gonna talk about like how they're gonna rap about like some sentimental shit. Next thing you know, nope. I'm a motherfucking Cambo. I go hard in the paint. Hennessy is all I drink. I'm a motherfucking Cambo.
This is like, this is the best thing Asian Americans can have to date. This is it.
No.
If someone walked up to me and just say like, "What's an Asian American?" I'm gonna just show them this video.
Every Asian American is Cambo now.
Dude, we're all just a bunch of ghetto kids just running around.
Honestly though, because like, because in our areas and like how we grew up, we were grown up. Yeah,
dude, raised in the ghetto ass areas.
Raised in the ghetto ass neighborhood. Because like we both have our street smarts, honestly, and like some people that will probably listen to this to like the podcast. They like the difference between like a street smart and like a book smart. Book smart, yeah, like you know your shit, like educational wise. Street smart, you know not to get shot.
That is the deadline. You survived today. That is your deadline of street smart. You survived today.
You know what to avoid and how to avoid it.
Very first rule my family literally taught me: never wear blue or red. Never wear those colors ever.
Oh, dude, I remember I got her. Okay, like first story time of the fucking podcast. I got fucking harassed in a library.
For what? Reading a book?
No, I was like a fucking like I was like a big ass kid back then, right? And so I was always grabbing, and then like I was eating hot Cheetos, right? And then I was wiping it on my white shorts. Like a dirty motherfucker. Because you know, like kids are white. They wipe on their clothes and shit. And then they're like this group of Mexican kids came up to me. And they were like, hey, what's up, fool? You want your period? I was like, what the fuck?
Cholos came up to you and like, yo, you disrespecting the drip right now? What's wrong with you?
They're like, "Sup, pinche gordito, what's up?" And I'm like, "Oh." I was literally just trying to do my fucking algebra homework
While eating chips.
while eating chips. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
in
and it's
terms
like,
of stories, I don't think I could top that because everything was just like either A, I look like an Asian actor. Apparently I know too many Asian things, and yeah, I just wasn't black, white, Hispanic. That's about it.
but you know what's crazy? Everyone fucked with us.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Ain't no shame. Everyone has been punked.
Cause like honestly, we were like trophies. Cause like everyone was like, "Yeah, I got a motherfucking Filipino for."
Dude, not me, dude, at all. I'll guarantee you, if you're in New York and you say you're a Hmong person, no one's gonna understand what the fuck you just said.
Ain't that dude Attila the Hun?
Isn't it that short for Mongolian shit or like fucking China? No joke. Word for word. This is what one black dude said to me, and I will forever treasure him. We're still friends to this day. Ain't that Chinese food item shit? No joke. Probably one of the best interactions of my life. And we're cool. We're cool now, but like when I had to explain it to him, like what Hmong people are or who they are or where they came from, that was his first interpretation, and I was laughing very, very hard that day.
Oh shit, dude. So like, have you ever had like racial encounters like growing up as a kid?
I think we all. I don't speak for all
but
Asian
what was the most
Americans,
memorable?
but
What was the most
the
memorable
most
for you?
memorable one though, it was in high school. I would think I was in my junior year. I think so. I don't really care, but the way it was memorable for me was I was just talking to a friend. We were out having like a nice chat around the lunch table, so you know we were just chilling. And then this guy walks up to us, a random dude, and he, of course, was very much a weeb. Like, you could tell he's a weeb because of all the anime stuff he has. And he wanted to kick it up with us, kick it with us and see what happens. And I was like, sure, just hand him a chair and see what happens. And then he started talking about anime stuff. So me and my friend, and we'll call her Joanne. We'll call her Joanne. She's Viet as fuck. Like, the Viet accent is completely there. And then she had to ask me, like, what he talking about? I'm like, Asian
Jesus.
cartoon. And she's like, oh, that thing my little brother what? I'm like, yeah. I don't know it. And like, okay, it's okay. Just talk with me. And of course, he overheard what we were saying because, there's only so many places to sit around the lunch table, right? So he overhears it and he starts talking to me, right? Like, do you watch anime? I'm like, no. And you're like, surely you do. I mean, you're Japanese. And of course, me being the Hmong American of the group, the only one in the whole group, by the way, that's Hmong, I was like, okay, go on. What makes me Japanese? Go for it. And he started, doing the whole, like, the way you look.
God damn, dude.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just let him tie his own noose. I'm like, okay, yeah, keep going. And of course, everyone started feeling uncomfortable, once they start overhearing our conversation. And everyone started looking at him like, what's this Yoko doing? And he's like, okay, you're not really Asian because you don't watch anime. And I'm like, Is that what you really think of me? Because you could just say that right
like,
now and you won't get shot. You could just say that right now. Because everyone was about like 2 seconds from smashing this dude's face in. And me being, you know, like the purveyor of peace, I was like, hey, it's okay. And then he got pissed off. And of course, he starts, you know, jabbing at me like, this is the reason why, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're tying your own noose. These dudes are about to deck you in 3 seconds. And of course
Jesus.
he leaves because the moment I said that, like, they got up the chairs because they are really committed to me. Like, really committed friends. The one that will ride or die for you. So they're
yeah.
like, so why don't we settle this now and see how Japanese we really are? Because, you know, there was no Japanese people to speak of in this school. Because we come from a very primarily black and Hispanic. So some white people here and there, but Asian people, it's like, yeah, you'll get the occasional. But when it comes to my type of friends, they're like, nah, fuck that. We like representation here. We don't do that disrespectful shit. And of course he ran away, the racist, and we got down and then we just started talking. But that really left an impression on me. Like, so if I didn't say anything at all for the rest of his days, he would assume that I would be Japanese forever and take it to the grave from that assumption alone.
He holds on to it. He's like, you're still Japanese. Flat lines.
Like, I get the point of like using race as like a generalized term, but even I cringe a little bit in the deepest parts of my heart. I kind of cringe a little bit at the fact that Asians are meant to be generalized this way, when in reality it's like, no, that isn't how it works. And as much as I like to oblige to living in America by those standards, I just can't abide by that personally. It's honestly hard to just say like any Asian American was not bullied. It's impossible. I'm pretty sure everyone has gone through that little process of growing up as an Asian American and to be stereotyped or discriminated against. And I think that's honestly a horrible byproduct of standing up for civil rights for so long that we kind of get jaded and that we just assume that we solved racism for a very long time, but that's so far from the truth.
Yeah, normalized to a point, basically.
And it's not like they're doing it on purpose or anything. Like, no one is doing it on purpose.
It's what's shown to them, no? Like, it's literally just demographic, like how they present everything. It's
stated in the unconscious mind that we take in our surroundings not for granted, but it's literally ingrained in all of us that we have an unconscious bias that we somehow still keep to this day. Because I know I personally have that too. I have an unconscious bias to be more inclined to be with other Asian Americans than I am white Americans, because I figured they would have a similar lifestyle to me that I can relate to. And that's my unconscious bias. Like, I'm sure you have your own set of unconscious bias as well, right?
It's kind of weird to like explain it. Like, I know I have one, but it's like more so like putting the words together on like how I feel about it, you know?
And it goes for any minority. I mean, it's not only Asian Americans experiencing this. I mean, African Americans have been on the brutal side of that for decades. And we're not talking like the recent actions. We're talking like centuries
Today.
in the making, and even to this day,
Yeah.
like there's still echoes of it. And Hispanics has also experienced it, and the Middle East as well. Everyone has experienced this unconscious bias that somehow trips up with stereotypes as well as discrimination, and now leading to all the actions we see today that we just kind of want to look away as many times of the day, because we don't want to accept this harsh truth that discrimination is still a thing and we're all in this together, so to speak.
It all ties back to like that one saying where like hate really does breed hate. But hey, we're just small little numbers in a big world of digits.
2 billion people on this earth, more than 300 to 400 million living in the US, and there's only 300,000 Hmong people. So it's like, yeah, it's not kind of impossible for me to think like I'm a big figure.
Yeah.
Not really at all. We're probably one of the smaller ones on the demographic for sure. I can't say that it's a bad thing or a good thing, but I'm kind of glad that we have some sort of footprint to look at the very least, some sort of ground that we can have some commonality with other minorities, even if we are like on the shorter end of the stick.
Yeah.
Because Filipinos didn't get their representation till after
Recently,
their
actually.
independence. Yeah.
Way recent, dude. Like we fell in the category of whether or not we're Mexican or not. Like for the longest we were like considered like, because like if Filipinos will get this a lot, because like mostly you can't even tell if like we're Mexican or we're like some sort of like Pacific Islander, right?
Right.
And like even for a while, like we were like categorized underneath Pacific Islander. But then like recently, like when I check like whenever I'm filling out something and they ask me for like my race and ethnicity, I see like Asian / Filipino. Because like back then, like we used to fill it out as like Pacific Islander, but now I guess like it's weird because it's like now it's like put on as like, or like we're categorized underneath the Asian community, but it's just like a really weird topic to like tap into where we fall in. But at the end of the day, karaoke should still be a fucking sport.
By Filipinos, yes. Filipinos are quite honestly the most
it's so
forefront
weird how
of all ethnicities.
it's weird too, because it's like people are just like, oh, you sing? You're Filipino, aren't you? It's like, oh.
It's true,
It's like,
man.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it is true. But it's like, what made it that? Like, I have homies that like I didn't even know that could sing, that can't sing, and like they used to be like my old basketball teammates, like in junior year, and like literally they're just like, oh yeah, I just sing a little bit. Next thing you know, they sound like fucking they're singing fucking Whitney Houston, I Have Nothing.
Dave, that's a hard song.
It is.
That's a real hard song. But Hmong people are the same thing. Hmong people are the same thing under that same category. Like, if I guarantee you, like, if you get to know more about Hmong people, you start to slowly realize like we are very much similar to that.
You guys have weird pocket talents too, huh?
Yeah, we do. Karaoke is one of them.
That's why karaoke should be a sport.
Singing competitions are like the closest thing, but like
yeah, but like those are like competitions. Like yeah, there's like shows like The Voice or America's Got Talent or like any X Factor, all that other shit. But it's like we need like an Olympic like,
An Olympic.
like an Olympic state, or like an Olympic competition of like singers. Like, so we get three people from each country, right? And it goes by elimination after elimination. And you know, like those old ass karaoke's where it gives you like a score of like like they give you like the drum roll before they give you the score, and it's like a 98. It's like, bros, that should be the judge.
Hey yo, here's how we're gonna do the official judges. You hear me? We're gonna pick the most hood dude out of LA and just send them here to judge people because they're the real people, all right? They're the realest
Honestly,
opinions.
It's ignorance and truth. those two things go shit together, dog.
But that's what
And,
makes
like,
it like so critical,
funny.
right?
It makes
That's
it
what
funny.
you need. Like, people need that critical thing to just like know that either A, you're gonna get the masses, or B, you're not gonna get anyone.
But it's like I feel so bad, dude, because it's like, imagine like you're preparing for like your big ticket song to like win gold, then like your voice cracks during like
And then the hood dude just said like, man, this shit sucked.
Hey, for real though, I could have done better.
Like, you didn't need to rub it in, dude. Man, shut your ass up.
Man, my baby mama's cousin's uncle could sing better than this shit, dog.
And he's not even born yet. That ass,
Oh,
that'll
dude.
probably be the one thing that'll like set someone off for sure. Like, no one is coming back to that show from that. Like, Simon Cowell will not even come back from that.
You know what's the sucky thing though about like being a Filipino that can't like because like I know I could sing. I
Right,
don't shy
heard
away
it.
from
Yeah, I
like-
heard it.
Of course you heard it, dumbass. I've known you for like 5 years. But it's like I should have been like, you know, because like saying you should have been like, no. Fuck.
Oh, but
That's
go
so
on, yeah. That stereotype of Filipino singing, go for it.
But it's like over the years, you get tired of it because it's like whenever you sing, like, and like you're like you want to be like, oh, I feel like I'm confident enough for like to hear other people like sing for this. They always somehow, because due to like, you know, other Asians, make it into a competition.
Oh, snap.
And you remember how they rank you? you know this. They're like, oh, I like your singing, but this one sings better than you because he beatboxes.
Acting like that's
Like-
the only
like-
thing, right? That's like the
Like,
only
why
thing
can't
keeping
you
you away.
appreciate? Like, people don't appreciate like singing as the way it is now. Like, it's always like, I need to do better than this. Like, sing for yourself, dude. Because like honestly, if you don't love music, because like for me, I loved music at a point, but like I fell out of it. I fell out of love with it because it's like, honestly, like it's a really unstable like career choice, one, but two, it's also like the things that have been like presented to me and like the way like it's taken nowadays, it's like it's just I fell out of love for music. Yeah, I still like sing every now and then, but it's like I can't enjoy it as much as I used to.
Yeah, I think that's like what we like to call burnout. Burnout is a real
Yeah.
thing. Even to the most
Yeah,
talented or hardworking people that have these type of hobby. And that's the thing. It's the community behind it that really is
Yeah.
behind that burnout. The expectations.
yeah. It's like, because it's like after getting like trophy systemed for like so long and being like, because like not to sound like fucking like a fucking head ass or like cocky as shit. But it's like I know what it felt like to be at the top. God
I know what that's like. I know what that's like.
I've risen, then I've fallen. But it's like, because it's like, honestly, when people mostly, because you know what I mean, right? Like the way I used to sing back then, it was like more so like soy boy-esque. It was like people categorized me underneath like, oh, this person is so shy and so cute, and like he's like...
I know exactly what that soy boy was.
And then I show what I actually act like for like what, few like 5 seconds, and he was like, oh my god, he should be sent to death sentence.
Listen, man.
Death frozen motherfucker.
The times of like when people expect you to be a certain way, stereotypes included, it really does drag down someone's personal, like on a personal level.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too? It's like you'd actually think that like, you know, it'd be like a different like ethnicity that would be like stereotyping you, but it's actually your own. Like
right?
It really do be your own. It really do be your own. That'd be like Asians are mostly racist to other Asians. And that's like that is the saddest truth ever.
That's some real
like,
shit right there.
And you know what's funny? Like we can take it from each other, but like the moment someone else like from like, let's say like fucking Europe says something, it's like, who the fuck do you think you are? You can't relate to this shit. Because it's like an inner circle thing, you know? Because it's like one, Asians are so fucking over dramatic. Two, they like to keep like their little secrets, like they think they're the fucking gatekeepers of like everything. And it's like, it's the sad truth where it's like the only in like Asian ethnicity, so what I've seen mostly is like your own people really do be bringing you down more than others.
It's not even their, I would not dare say like it's their whole intention, but it is their fault, you know, because of the expectations they place.
And they don't realize it until it's like, oh, and then they somehow like, well, it's not my fault anyways. I would love to see one day. Just I want to see one day where it's like an Asian parent actually gets held accountable for the shit that they do. That'd be so funny.
Listen, they're not gonna admit that because it's ingrained in them. They're not wrong, and they're right. Yeah. They're not wrong. The amount of expectations they expect you to be is what they want you to be. They don't need you to be it, but they want you to. And I think that's the main criticism that most Asian American kids are like, you're forcing me to do something I don't want. And when in reality, it's like, I want you to be better than what I had to do because I did not have that at all. And they kind of go in that story mode. Yeah. I understand that completely.
It plays into that part of like, not everything is like the same as it was like 10 years ago, you know? Like there are other ways to be successful. Yeah, there are way more other ways to be more successful rather than following the school route. Because when Asian Americans, like the imports, right? I call them the imports.
The imports. I call it the fresh off the boat, fresh out of the plane.
But like the imports. So like when they get here, they're automatically introduced to that like school's the best. School will get you money, you know. It's like, dude, like I know people that like blew like hundreds of thousands like into tuition, right? And they didn't even get their dream job. They're working like a 9-to-5 right now. And it's like, and I feel bad because it's like they worked so hard to study and like make sure that they were passing everything, just to not get that job and get fucked over.
And that's the sad reality, right? Because that was what their literal life or death situation. Like the moment any immigrant comes into America, like that's life or death immediately. Like education in their eyes is the way to go because that's the only way you're actually gonna get some sort of job. It's not even like a 9-to-5 or even like a part-time, just any job. Like that's the only way you're gonna make a living like 50 years ago. And honestly, I don't mind that my dad keeps on telling me like stick to reality, you know? Stick to reality, because I know like with your degree right now, like what you're looking up to is not gonna be easy to find a job. But you can go this route, but be real. You're not going to be getting a good job anytime soon. So make sure you at least have one.
Because like the mentality of like, oh, they completed college, we're rich. that's like the thing. It's like, oh, they got their education, now bring in the money. Like that's not how it works, man. Like at the end of the day, you need to get a job. Like you need to do something.
Ain't no college degree paying for that job until you actually get it. So
yeah,
shit, man. I mean, I hate to tell it to all my cousins living in Laos, like it's not as enriching as you might think.
Cause like, dude, I know there's like so many people that have cheated the system. Like, you know, like they call it like the lazy hard workers.
The lazy hard workers. Yeah, that's kind of
hard
you know
down. Yeah, it's like the ones that didn't tried, but it's like they didn't do anything, but they somehow made it, you know? And they did. They had like their own way of doing like, yeah, it's weird because it's like it was crazy because like they started like they didn't even graduate college, and they're like making like what 8 figures, 9 figures yearly estimated. I was like, hey,
where'd you get your job? I need to get some of that.
And it's like, because it's like honestly, it's just starting businesses. Like the business department right now, like, it's insane.
And that's the thing about
Amazon
it, right?
FBA
like,
shit.
That's the thing, right? It's like a hustle at first, like, because that's how they normally would do it, right? Because I bet you we all have like that one family member that like started a little side hustle. It wasn't original in intent to get like a booming business, but then they take it out like in a exponential way. And I see like that because my uncle was very much the same. Like he was fresh off the boat. He didn't speak much English, but he made it. He made it, and then that's when I slowly start to realize like it's not the attitude or the action. It's like the timing of it could not have been any better. Because honestly, if you just had the right timing,
there are just people with better RNG in this world. Honestly,
yes,
life is
honestly,
RNG. Life is RNG.
If my uncle come right now, he would not have been so lucky. Like he is extremely lucky.
Jeez, dude. Bro, like that is crazy, dude. Your life depends on a fucking dice roll. That's so fucking fucked.
It's so fucked, dude. Like to gamble your life, like that's a real thing. Like that's what my parents did. Like they gambled on their life to literally get into the States. Like the conversation I had about that, like I'll just shrink it down.
And now look at me,
easy consumption.
Sitting here with a tight.
Yeah, essentially that. It's essentially that. Like they relied so heavily on the chance that America would accept you from your bare minimum paperwork with your little kids and you, the husband and the wife, to get into the States. Like that's unspeakable of back in that time, because you're either gonna get deported back into the country that was hunting you down, or you're gonna stay forever in this refugee camp with no name to you. And by some goddamn miracle, they made it. Like I don't know how people get that lucky, but goddamn, my family is one hell of an RNG's god.
Your uncle plays Genshin Impact now. He's just like pulling
Dude,
5
if
stars.
he did, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if he got like some random gold from the first try.
Starts opening CS:GO cases, pulls like a fucking falchion.
Nah, he pulls out the Gamma Doppler bayonet.
Hell no, dude. Fuck. Oh.
He will be that lucky, and he would be like, "Oh, it's just some random skin. Yeah, you have it." He doesn't even realize how much it cost.
You could trade this for real money, uncle.
For real, you could do this on like Skin Baron and get like 1,000 plus.
Oh my. You know what's crazy? Imagine your uncle pulls like a fucking Dignitas sticker that's not even out anymore. Those shits go for a lot.
Shoot, you've been holding out on me, Uncle. Let me have some of that. Just some random junk here.
In total, one 2014 CS:GO Championship Dignitas sticker costs 210 USD.
A sticker is cost more than some PCs.
A video game sticker costs more than your fucking keyboard, mouse, and fucking.
One sticker. Just one sticker. And the dragon lore with stickers costs more than a house.
I was in a game one time where I had like a fucking dragon lore in the opposite team, and I had it in my hands. I was like, oh fuck, I feel like a new man.
I want this 50 large.
Oh fuck.
Oh, I really want that 50 large so bad.
Have you had any have you ever had like any funny like arguments with your parents before?
Oh, I think I did, you know, because I rarely argue. I try not to argue, but there was this funny argument where we were kind of discussing like which is better, rice or noodles. And then my mom was going on a tangent saying like noodles can be applied to everything. My dad's argument was like rice can be in the same thing. And then my mom said like, well, there's a reason why it's called rice noodle, best of both worlds. But my dad didn't believe that because he's not a fan of noodles. He's like, rice is the ultimate food item. And then there's me just sitting there like, we're arguing about food? We're arguing about food? I just want to eat. And then my mom had to answer like, are you noodle or rice? So of course, I kind of stuck in between. So I'm like, shoot, if I say noodles, my dad would not let it go. But if I say rice, my mom will not let it go. So I'm like, okay, rice noodle, done.
I want McDonald's.
Dude, if I said McDonald's, they would straight up look at me like, that's not even part of the conversation. What's wrong with you? Did we raise an idiot son?
I want a cheeseburger.
God damn.
Oh, damn. Yo, you know, it's like the funniest thing that it was kind of fucked up as a kid. It was like looking back at it now, I like crack up at it every time I think about it. It's like when I was like younger, I was the worst kid ever. Honestly, like I used to do some crazy ass shit. I was like, I used to climb on the roof. I used to climb on the roof, and I threatened to jump off if I didn't get a Nintendo DSi.
The links.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too? It's like you know how like, oh fuck, like I got introduced to like, and I like every like you hear this a lot. It's like I got introduced to like the word child abuse, right? I used it as my like you know David so when he said that, right? Like how he used it. It was
yeah.
I didn't even know he existed at the time because I was like 10. I used it as a fucking shield. And then I told my mom like because like she slapped me, right? Because I was being a little smart ass. And I was like is it really though? And then like she smacked the fuck out of me. And I was like, this is child abuse. I don't have to take it. And then, like and she's like, huh? huh? You know, back in the Philippines, you know what happened to me, huh? Like your dada used to grab the stick and used to pull my hair and hit me like a piñata. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And you know how she retaliated? You know, like those thin little metal wires that hold, like, that are up on the the curtain hangers.
Yeah,
The one, like,
yeah.
where you swing, it goes. She made me get on my knees with my hands behind my back and started hitting my fucking calves with that shit. until I said I was sorry and that I would be a good boy, but I was like, no.
She won that bet. She won that one.
I gave it to her. I was like, and you know what's funny? They forget that when they beat you. Like, they forget. That's the thing that pisses me off, is that they forget.
It's because they're in the right, so therefore it didn't actually, you know, appear to them as
Dog,
like a
I have
punishment.
fucking scars.
It does to you. Thankfully for me, I wasn't beaten like too badly, or it was less often. Thankfully.
Okay, but like, you know how I am as a person already. I don't
Yeah, so it's
I like to fucking
I can
argue.
understand why it's traumatic. I can understand.
It's not more so traumatic. It's like, it's stuck with me, because it's like I brought it up to my mom like a few months ago, right? I was like, hey, you remember like when you threw a lit candle at me and like the wax got all over me? And then she was like, I would never do that to you. I was like, no fucking way, bro. And she was like, that's crazy. I would never do that to my son. And I was like, but then,
They're
like,
the
when
class A actors of the Asian world, bro.
Dude,
Like, that's some Oscar shit right there.
she was like, I've never done that to you.
Who did that to
She
you?
had the audacity
Was it your uncle?
to look at me straight in the eye. She's like, what happened to your hand? What is a scar? Who hurt you?
Exactly. They're one of the best actors and actresses in history.
Oh, dude, if I show them, like, I'm like, hey, you remember this? You did this. She's like, how dare you accuse me, huh? Like,
They've been
if I
trained
wanted
by
to
the
hurt you, I could hurt
CIA
you right now. Like, I was like, dude.
Good lord.
Oh my god. Oh, it was so funny too, because my dad beat my ass when I was sick.
Just because you're sick?
Yeah, because I missed school. I have like a 104 fever. Like, I was burning up and I was still getting beat.
God.
And you know how they compensate with that shit? They like take us out to like noodles. They take us like I came in. He came in the room and I was like crying, right, and coughing. I was like, like, and then he knocked on the door. He's like, hey, did you eat yet? I got my god, dude, my heart.
Can't say.
Crazy ass shit.
I really
dude.
can't say that I ever had those experiences, but I heard people had those experiences, and I heard another one today. Just now.
Now you know.
Now I know.
I want it to be like a commercial where it's like the more you know, but like in the background it's just like a blurred out like action, like video of me getting beat as a kid.
Oh, don't worry. I'll compensate it with like some
It's just
sort
like
of clip.
all you hear is fucking.
But I can't say I ever got
Oh.
beat. I really can't say the amount of times I ever got really fucked up. But I did get real close to like a. The closest thing to my dad was a fly swatter.
Since we're going into story time, I got some pretty like you know, it's an honor to be on this podcast. You know, been waiting like 5 years for this shit.
Literally 5 years.
So it's like, like since we're like going into like talking about like life stories and stuff, I have a pretty embarrassing one.
Oh, how are you gonna start this?
All right, you know how like in elementary school where you had like those little like Halloween pride like marches and stuff.
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, not pride marches. Like fuck, but like it was like the little marching, right? Where you like walk around in your Halloween costume, show off to the other parents, they take pictures of you, yada yada yada. So that day was like the worst day for me. Like, honestly,
worst day?
I was so devastated when I went home. So I was like, I wasn't. All the boys went into the restroom, right, to change into their Halloween costume.
As you do, yeah.
And I'll remember this motherfucker to this day. And I'm gonna name drop him real quick because I don't really talk to him anymore. So it's like, and like this fuckface, Eddie Ortiz, right?
Damn,
and I remember
ruthless.
him specifically. I remember specifically too. Like I remember him specifically because he dropped off some Bakugans at my house for a birthday. But it's like we hear like some banging on like the stall door, right?
Oh, this should be good.
And I'm halfway on putting on my fucking alien costume. The door busts open and his dick is out, like flopping around like a helicopter.
What the fuck?
And he goes,
"What is
Happy
that?
Halloween, bitches!"
What? What? No. No, 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 no.
What made it funny was that my homie Elijah, he had like a fucking ball, right? I don't know why he had a soccer ball in the fucking restroom, but he threw it at his dick.
What's the what? What's the point? What was the point? What's the what?
The march the fucking walk got held back for like an hour because Eddie started crying because he hit him in the dick with a soccer ball.
What the?
And that's not the end of the story. That's not the end of the story.
Oh, there's more? Oh god.
There's more. There's more. So after the march, right? my friend gave me like some of his like breakfast burrito because like I was hungry as shit. And like like those little school breakfast burritos that like tastes like ass. It's like bean and cheese. But it was a bean and cheese one, right? And then after the march, I had some bubble guts.
Oh no. Oh,
I went to go.
God.
I went to go take a number 2 in the restroom, right?
I can only imagine.
I kid you not, this motherfucker comes back, opens my stall with his dick out, and goes, Happy Halloween again. Fuck you, Eddie. Like, wherever you are now, like, fuck you, dog. But it's like, he goes to my stall, busts that shit open, so you hear like a fucking, and he's like, Happy Halloween, Nathan.
What the fuck? What is going through his head when he's doing it, though?
And I jumped and shat at the same time, and it got like in between my pants. And I got so infuriated. I was like, "Fuck you, Eddie!" And literally.
Oh no.
The drive home, the bubble guts kicked in again, and there was traffic. So what I did, I put a bunch of fucking toilet paper in the back of my ass.
What? What's the sense of that?
Cause I ended up shitting myself in the car.
What's the sense of that? You could have gone to like a gas station or anything.
There was nothing. We were in the middle of like a main street. There's no gas station, bro.
You couldn't have like made like a quick turn to like a McDonald's or.
No, dude, there was nothing. And I remember, oh my god. And like my cousin next to me was like, like my cousin was next to me, right? And like she was telling his dad, Dad, Nathan shit all over himself. I went home, I cleaned myself up, and I cried to myself that whole fucking Halloween night. I did not want to do anything anymore. I said, fuck this, dude. I'm like, that's forever the most scarring Halloween. I saw the fucking penis get splintered out of my face twice. I end up shitting myself. There's no way that can be fucking topped, bro. To this day, that shit fucking, it's mentally scarring, dog. Shit. Shout out to Eddie Ortiz, dog.
Dude. I can't. I don't think my embarrassing stories can top that. What?
That's not the only one, though. That's the thing.
Well, to give you the respect due to that, like I guess in terms of embarrassing stories.
Let me sneak in one more because like this happened a week after. Fuck.
A week after? Are you like asking for trouble, or were you like?
Oh no! Like I had the shittiest look as a kid, dude. Like I was at the library at the same time when like those Mexican kids like asked me if I was on my period, like, and I didn't know what it meant. So I went to the library, but the only reason I kept going to the library was because I had a crush there.
Are you serious? Come on.
Yeah, dude. I was weird back then, dog. I'm telling you, I was weird as fuck. And then
oh god, alright. What's the girl?
She comes up. I'll name drop her too because she doesn't even fucking remember. Like Melissa, her name's like Melissa, right? Melissa Refuerzo. Like I thought like every guy wanted her, right? But then I was just like, dude, I'm honestly getting a head start because I'm at the library with her. Like,
what a lame ass mother. Okay, continue.
Okay, I was weird back then. Okay, dog. I like men now. I like men now. I like men now. Anyways, but like, literally, we both took like a pre-algebra class together, right? In like 5th grade, and this was like the week after like I shat myself, and like she came up to me, and she was like, "Hey," and I was like, I felt like that. I was like struck. I was like, "Hi." And she was just basically asking like, "Oh, hey, did you do this for like the pre-algebra homework?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I'm disappointed in myself. I got so nervous that I farted so fucking loud.
Wow. How unexpected of you. How unexpected.
And I was like, yeah. So then I was like, fuck. Oh, fuck. To this day, I still wonder how I'm engaged. I still
With
wonder
your
that.
track record, I'm surprised you even got game.
Right? I was like, okay,
You know
honestly,
what?
it got better over time.
Be very
but it's like-
fortunate to your girlfriend, goddamn.
No, I am, dude. Like, honestly, I struck gold. Like, I'm honestly the happiest I've ever been with her. Like, she's like my happiness, everything. But like, with like the story with that. So she was actually my best friend's ex.
You told me this story before.
Yeah,
That
and then
was
like that whole
incredible.
crazy situation. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
that's a
incredible.
whole story. That's a whole story time for another time. Yeah, but then like, oh shit.
Yeah, if I ever was friends with you in elementary and you did that shit, I don't think I'll be friends with you after that.
we would be better friends right now, actually. If
Yeah,
if we
exactly.
figured
If I
out
was to
one
friend
time.
you right now in elementary, I'd be like, man, this shit's dude. It's the shit, dude.
Hey, you're the one that shit yourself.
I don't want that heat on me, alright? I'm already doing worse off as it is as an Asian kid, okay?
Oh fuck, dude. Oh, and there was this one time, I had like a racist ass kindergarten teacher, and I remember it too. Cause if she ever like stumbles across this, fuck you, Miss Carbajal, racist fuck. Anyway, because like when Filipinos like say the word name like Nathan, right? They usually pronounce it like Nathan. Like they go like they don't, the th doesn't exist to them.
Right.
Th doesn't exist. And then it's like, I literally told them like, oh, they'll ask me like everyone like, oh, do you guys have like a home nickname? I'm like, oh, they call me Nathan. And then my teacher was like, oh, Nathan. And then she grabbed, you know that thing where like people put their fingers in like near their eyes and they pull it apart to like make the Asian eyes. She fucking did that to me in kindergarten. She was like, I was like, what the fuck?
God, she deserves to be reprimanded.
You know what pisses me off to this day? She got a fucking Honda commercial. That shit's so annoying, dude. She got a fucking Honda commercial for teacher of the week. That shit pisses me off.
So,
I was watching it too. Like this fucking bitch got a fucking Honda commercial. Like she's racist fucking.
Yo, it should have been me in that car.
And then she was like, oh, like, and then she was saying like, oh yeah, like I do this for like, oh, I fucking found it. This bitch. Here, like I'll send the link to you.
I can't wait to see it.
Racist sack of shit.
Oh. What? Wow. Okay. She's able to get that type of commercial?
Dude, I hated her bitch ass assistant, bro. Fucking Miss Mendez. She was a whore, honestly. Like, no, you know what she did? Yeah, like, you know how like you had the behavior cards where it's like green, yellow, red, and like blue was like you're really shit. Like I don't know how the fuck kids got blue back then. Literally, I had a yellow card, right? Because I fucking sneeze loud as fuck back then when I was a kid. I used to sneeze like like that type of shit, and like it used to annoy the teachers. And then she like this bitch Miss Mendez, right? She came out of nowhere. She was like, yeah, kids that don't behave go to jail. And I was like, what the fuck?
Shut up.
And she changed all the kids that had yellow card to red, where like if you had a red card, they pinned like a behavioral thing to your shirt. And then it was like a paper. And like my dumbass being like a fucking kindergartner, I was like, man, I can't take this off. Now when I go home, my parents are gonna beat my ass. I was like, but then like one day I found out you could take off the pin by simply pushing it and moving it to the left side. So I took it off and I threw that shit in the trash. And I lied to my dad saying I got a green card.
That is like some real Asian problems, man. When you know the teacher ain't shit, but your parents are.
I can give less of a fuck about her, dude, but it pissed me off how she got a fucking commercial. Oh man, dude. I remember one time she used to call me. I don't think I ever had that
embarrassing. I don't think I ever had anything embarrassing like that.
So fucked, dog. She fucking straight up went her fucking racist bastard. People used to get away with so much shit back in like 2006, 2005.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Everybody recording shit.
This is the most embarrassing podcast ever. I'm gonna regret watching this.
I think this is like really endearing because this allows me to know like people live lives. There's lives out there. And
the story of Nathan James Kerigma.
yeah, there's lives out there that people need to realize that it's not only a streamer just streaming for fun. There's an actual person behind it.
Yeah, dude. Like, honestly, I can write a fucking book about like everything that's happened to me, because it's like only being like 19 years old, I've seen my fair share of like, and experienced my fair share of like emotional and like memory scarring like times, where it's like, you know, I've been through depression. I've been through like all like those like I've been in both sides, where it's like I was super happy at one point and I was super depressed at one point. And it's like I can speak from experience from that. I was like I've literally like been through a lot. It's like I'm not one of those other people who's like, oh yeah, like you don't understand, like I've been through so much. Because like I've rarely talked about like the shit that I go through. Even like with my I rarely tell my girlfriend like the shit that's happened to me. She doesn't even know the story of like how I shit myself.
Well, she's about to find out tonight. If I upload
God damn it. Dude, you don't understand. She's gonna buy me fucking diapers for our anniversary.
It's gonna be like a joke item too. She's gonna get you like those extra large man diapers.
Extra large man. I'm gonna use it.
You would deadass use it. You would deadass use it.
I would use it. I would utilize it.
No waste under this household.
24-hour stream in my diaper.
Oh god, that's just like nightmare fuel.
One lucky subscriber will get my used diapers today. Just make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell for any more.
Speaking of which, by the way, I'm noticing like a surge of Asian American streamers nowadays. Like there's a surge apparently.
Dude, my cousin, he's a TikToker. He's like fucking like 13. Like, check actually. Last time I checked, I forgot how many fucking TikTok followers. I know he's popular. He's part of the partnership program. He's part of the partnership program on TikTok.
What the fuck?
Yeah, which is like super hard. He has 11.7 thousand followers. He's my age. I'm older than him actually by a few months.
What the hell was I doing?
He has because honestly, TikTok is like a really good fucking like promotion platform. Shut up. Anyways, the most Asian, hey, the most Asian household ever. Let me go make my chicken be quiet real quick. Miko!
Jesus.
You're gonna keep this in the fucking. You're gonna keep this.
Yeah,
in the fucking
I'm gonna keep this in. I'm just gonna keep this
Miko!
in.
But like, yeah, he has like 11.7 thousand followers on TikTok, and I was like, holy shit. Cause
God, that is so weird.
Yeah, he blew up out of nowhere, and I was like, jeez, cause like, and it's crazy too, cause it's like, he's still like known, but it's not like. His viewers aren't inconsistent unless like he does something like trendy, because you have to keep up like with TikTok, you have to keep up with the trends, honestly.
And I think that's like the main concern for me, mostly because like you're getting this like 14-year-olds, mind you, they're 14 and they're getting like 10,000 views or some crazy like follower count.
Dude,
I'm like,
I have a TikTok with like 9.8k views.
It just scares me to the thought like some random 14-year-old. And mind you, I'm aiming for the Asian American demographic here because that's the theme, but
yeah.
God, I'm getting like some crazy vibes of like just seeing like 16 like doing like Instagram modeling. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? Weren't we all just like awkward teenagers and now we're just like going into like entrepreneurship. Like, what the fuck? What happened?
I don't know.
No
Anyways,
way.
this podcast is actually sponsored by Manscaped. Are you tired of trimming around the hedges, nicking your balls? Well, I got the deal for you. Manscaped 3.0. Manscaped is one of the most technologically advanced man shavers. God.
If it gets sponsored by them, hell yeah.
Thanks, Manscaped.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm
man.
like this is your second podcast, huh?
Of Lo-Fi and Chill Talks, yeah. It is my second.
Lo-Fi and Chill Talks, like as of like podcast wise, like what number am I?
20?
I feel like I'm like the most controversial.
No, not controversial. The most explosive? Hell yeah.
The most like
controversy
cringe
is thrown out the window when it comes to my podcast, all right? Controversy is not needed here, okay? So,
for real.
No
Dude.
worry.
I'd rather honestly just like laugh about like old memories.
Gatekeepers can do that job for me, not me.
For
right?
real. Yeah. Hey, what are your thoughts on that one? What are your thoughts on that one new video game that's coming out? Where it's like apparently like you get your own like special weapon to yourself, and that thing can cost like actual money. Like your weapon's like a one of a kind.
I don't agree with that. Mostly because like it's a marketing strategy to get people to pre-order and to basically just have a big name tag on yourself. Say like, this is my original weapon. It does X and Y and Z. I'm like, okay, well, can you hit me with it? What? Can you?
I'm so sorry. If my dog barks one more time, I'm gonna fucking eat it. I swear.
Oh, well, don't worry about that. That's for later. But in general, like, I don't think the practicality of just like having your own weapon is like sentimental.
It's weird, right?
It's just a video game, dude. You're not there to just like leave your mark on the world, saying like, this is a one-of-a-kind weapon. You're not gonna sell it, obviously. It's your weapon.
That's insane. I don't get like what they were thinking, like developer wise.
Honestly, I don't
like,
get it either.
It's a cool concept, but like then again, it's like.
Now
it's
here's
weird.
what will make it interesting. If you can get it as a blueprint and make it marketable, then yes, I will say, okay, that's an interesting thing. I can see why people would make their own weapon and actually give it to other people that want to try it out and see for themselves. But mods are existing, you know? Mods actually exist to actually serve that purpose rather than to be integrated as a mainstay. It's just irrelevant to me. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way just to pay an extra $50 for a special little name tag. Like, what's the point? Like, I don't see the practicality, right? So it's like me walking up to you just saying like, yo, this is my one genuine pen that has my name on it. It's the coolest pen in the world. You'll probably be like, man, I'll just throw this in the trash.
Hey, this is a strand of Michael Jackson's pubic hair. One of a kind, limited edition. How much?
Man, I'm setting that shit ablaze.
Grabs it and like eats it.
People would do that. I feel like people are weird enough. People would definitely do it. And that's kind of scary to me. There are some weird fucking people out there.
Oh my god, dude. You know, there was this one kid in my
Asian people were weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Dude, there was this one person in my middle school, right? He got expelled, but like guess for what reason though? Just like guess. Like guess why he would get expelled. Yeah, just guess. Like
right.
shoot
I'm
3
just
guesses.
assume like he violated the dress code.
No.
God damn it. All right. What's another common one? Let's see. He fought.
No.
And my third and final one. I gotta throw this out of the ballpark. Okay, he gambled. with other kids?
No,
Ah.
he nutted in a beaker in biology class.
Oh no. Okay, that's an offense. That's an offense if I ever heard one.
It was funny too because it was my first week at the school, and they were telling me how he got expelled for busting a nut in a beaker.
That was a weird person. What? Okay, you know what?
And I know him to this day. I'm still
Alright.
homies with him, but I'm like,
Oh,
every time I see him, I'm
no.
like, what the fuck were you thinking, dog?
Did he even explain an answer to you?
No, I don't bother asking because it's weird. How do you go about that? You're like, hey, so why did you bust a nut in like 6th grade in the beaker? Like, why did you come in that beaker, dude?
Why'd you do
don't
that?
go up to a person. So how did it
Here's
feel?
what you gotta do. You gotta hit him up like, hey, how's it going? You remember our childhood memories? What was like that one weird thing you did?
Dude,
Nah,
there was this girl
that shit too real.
Dude, I'm not name dropping names because I know these people, so and like
Right. As you should.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's pretty weird.
Okay, but the
bro.
old ones, fuck them. They could go suck my ass. But like these these ones, like dude, shit, like we were like 13 at the time, and her fucking cousin got her pregnant, and I was like,
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Mm.
and it's so weird because like there's a kid now is like in like the fucking 4th, 5th grade now, and like we're only 19, and I was just like, dog, that's fucking insane. Like just like, it's so crazy. And like I know people too, like straight out of high school that just got immediately just like went into like mom mode and just immediately had a kid. But I'm just even during high school there was people getting pregnant.
Yeah, people were doing it, man. I mean, I had a friend
I'm just like,
that was
why?
in the military right after high school. So, of course, the girlfriend went full mom mode. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. But for other kids, they should not. Okay, I don't know their life. Granted, I don't.
Yeah.
But on a general consensus, teenage pregnancy is not really great in terms of mortality rate. Let's just say that right now.
It really isn't.
And sadly, like, these kids
These
are
kids be
mostly of the minorities as well. And that's what's really, kind of... Because most people picture, like, either A, ethnic, or poor. But then the mainstream, though, they picture, like, these white teenagers getting pregnant, when in reality, it's the other way around.
Yeah, dude. It's so weird, like, knowing that, like, the person that you used to, like, call gay in your PE class is now, like, a father or, like, a mom. It's just
even
crazy.
Like, it's not even, like, their fault either. Like, some people actually were raped. I've met a few people.
And we're not gonna touch into that topic in this podcast.
I met a few people that have experienced it, and I'm sad to say that some of them were parents, not by choice, but it's really messed up.
The people that I've met though is mostly just been all consensual, and then I'm just like, dude, I don't understand how people could do it, like at this age, because it's like financially unstable, mentally still unstable, physically unstable. They're like I don't get how they could be parents at the same time.
I guess they feel like they can see the light at the end of the tunnel, the possibility of like having a functional family, so to speak. And I think that's a pretty viable reason for most people that want to have a family,
We're Asian. That's
that
not in our vocabulary, dog.
Okay. For Asian people, like, the stigma behind it, like, oh yeah, strict family, ha 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 ha, real funny, A+ all the way. What? Not all of them. Some of them are very, like, lax. Like, a lot of lax.
Dude, I graduated with a fucking 2.0 GPA.
Yeah, see? No one has strict families anymore. As much as I like to say it, tiger parents are dead in America. They're dead.
Oh, you'd be surprised. There's still a lot, dude.
There's still
just
a
hiding.
lot, but like the
They're hiding.
practice, generally speaking, is like it's dead.
I mean, it's because they grew up. The ones that were like getting that tiger parent mentality, the third generation or the second generation, they grew up and now they're already in the midst of having their own kids, and they don't use that tiger parent mentality. It's like they have more so that mentality of do what you want to do, just make sure you don't die doing it, or like
just don't die. Just don't die. Whatever the fuck you do.
Whatever you do, just like don't die, don't be homeless, don't have AIDS. So that's literally like the most you can say.
I can't say
like if they want to be a prostitute, then go be a prostitute. Get your bag, I guess. But it's like, don't get AIDS doing it or STD.
Don't do anything dumb. You hear me? I already.
It's not like I'd let them do stupid shit just so they could learn from it, you know? Because I had to learn another way.
Right.
Like I had to go through whatever they're gonna go through. So it's like if I did something really, really stupid and they happen to do it too, I'm just like, hey, you know, it's all a learning process. It'll just make you into a better person over time. Yeah, it's gonna like it's temporarily hurting, but you know, like nothing ever hurts forever. It's like it's always healing.
Nothing permanent, thankfully.
Yeah, nothing's permanent, dude.
But I can't say the same. My parents, I'm kind of glad that they kind of took me under a strict wing, because I would go fucking insane if I was like under a lax family.
I'm basically you.
Yeah, like,
I'm the version of you if I was laxed. If you were laxed,
I would go fucking insane. Like I don't get why parents are like so lax nowadays. I'm like, I get like you don't want to be a tiger parent and all, but like you got no control. You need it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and like it was so weird too, because like I was explaining to my mom, like I was explaining to my mom that like I smoked, right? And then she was like, "Oh, why?" I was like, I was just stressed out of my fucking brain. Like I literally just stressed out over a lot of shit. And she was like, "Oh, that's good. You stopped though." And I did. I'm not a nicotine addict.
Unfortunately, I don't have those type of experiences to really
make out
to.
Oh, yeah.
But in terms of like understanding what is really an addiction or a past problem that you can't seem to get over of, and I have that problem. Oh god, where to start? One of the problems I fail even now, like I fail to get over it. I'm a very angry person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I know.
I'm a very angry person. Believe it or not, like I keep all of it on the inside because I've been conditioned to the point where it's like, oh, you know what? Passing. I just passing through. But that shit just like eats me up, mostly because I know like it's a real thing. Like,
yeah,
anger is something that you should let out, but I just can't do it. No matter how hard I try, nothing. I'm just like puffing smoke or something, or like nothing is like reacting.
Island. I'm gonna bust a nut.
If that happened, I would be like, "Why'd you do that? Well, what's wrong with you? Why'd you do that?" The kitchen island didn't deserve it. Like even if you get to like those extremes, it's like, why'd you gotta do that?
Okay, well, no. To be fair, it's because like you don't take anything that I do. You take with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I take it with a grain of salt.
It's understandable because like out of the people that actually know me, you're one of the few that actually understand like the way I say and do things, which is weird. Because it's so like we only
just think it's like the hardest thing in the world to just simply understand a person. Like that's it.
It's mainly because it's it's mostly narrow-minded. You know what I mean? It's like they only see things. They'd rather keep it a closed mind, where it's like they only see things the way they want to see it, and that's the only way that they can ever see it, and they believe that that's the only way. But then like they're not really into opening their mind into new perspectives, rather than, or more so other people's perspectives as well. Why do you think people think that like I'm just a dickhead that screams on the internet?
I mean, like, I can understand them from like, if they look at it, okay, here's how I like to break it down to why people get an impression of yourself that is completely irrelevant to the actual person.
Yeah.
And one of them is like, they look at things at face value. So what's the first thing that appears? You see V. I'll use you as an example. You see V. You see his profile picture. It looks pretty ridiculous, right? And then the way he talks to you, is like, you know, almost comes up as very brash, maybe a little too intrusive, but not really. He's not really directly aiming at you. He's probably aiming at whatever stupid shit you said, and he's just joking about it. And then second thing is like the way you react to them when you respond. Like that's also another thing that is looked at face value. You know, you're only looking so much at the damn thing. It's like you don't want to look at it anymore because you feel like you got the general consensus. But in other
they scrape the surface and they already judge it by then.
Yeah,
it's literally that saying they judge the book by the cover. Because like honestly,
like, people go to hell from that.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I'm a fucking sensitive ass bitch. like I'm like emotionally wise. Like if I'm in like that state and like I talk like honestly, I'm really nice. I be mean just because it's like it's funny to me. Like and honestly like I know it's when to be mean to an extent. That's why like over the time I know how to handle my shit. But it's like I can be nice. Like I like knowing I treat other people differently because they take things differently, you know what I mean? Where it's like I can talk to one person like for example I can talk to you as much as I want and like say anything because I know you can get and like I know it you know that like at the end of the day it's like fun and games and like but like with other people I have to be like a little more like sensitive and more calm or like with a more calm approach to them because it's like
he's being mean.
Literally.
He hit my soft spot.
He said he hopes my grandma gets bullied on bingo night.
And it's not like it's a difficult thing to just like look at things at face value because I do it. I look at face value all the time whenever I meet someone on Discord. I look at them at face value. That's why I feel like I have no commitment to know more. I only need to know what the face value says. And that's it. And that's how I don't get a lot of problems from people because I only look at them as such. Until I look deeper in, that's when I start like, okay, let me start flipping the pages and see where I can go from here.
Because like originally you just thought I was just some loud motherfucker.
No, originally I thought you were just a soy boy, but so I was just like, you know what?
Oh wait, no, because you met me when I was like vulnerable as shit.
Yeah. So that's why I felt like I was like, I'm gonna just keep it at face value and see what happens, okay?
And then next thing you know,
flipping pages, and little did I know this little youngster.
He's a racist pedophile. Just like
yeah, he's quite a rambunctious one. So it's like, you know what? Interesting. Let's see where this goes. And then 5 years later.
Literally. Can you be the Carter to my Jackie Chan?
I thought I was Jackie Chan to the Carter.
Nah, I'm not gonna be Carter, dog. Or I'm Carter. Am I Carter? No, I'm Carter.
I feel like you could be Carter. You have the personality.
Forever gonna be one of my favorite movies.
Forever, Rush Hour will always be the pinnacle.
Rush Hour. Well, Rush Hour is like pinnacle.
Both what's the time Asian
right
representation and black representation. Good film.
For real.
All right, we're pushing at 2 hours.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
How long do you want to push for it? Honestly, I can keep fucking talking.
Well, you know what? We've got this far. What's another hour?
Jesus Christ, 3-hour podcast.
Easy. Honestly, people will probably.
I'll give myself
still
until 9. I'll give myself until 9 o'clock because like I have to like actually go shit, and I don't want like another elementary school like accident happening.
Now, okay, then let's wrap it up. So we covered what Asian
representation.
is.
Yeah, and like American movies.
With just the surface level things, not too deep. You know.
That could be for like another time when you have
that's another time. That's
again. like what, another 5 years until I'm back on here?
Another 5 years? Hell yeah, another 5 years. I'll meet you back.
my kids running around the house. Hey, just like.
Dude, another 5 years. I'm probably still gonna be single.
Your uncle's still like, they're just old as fuck. You have a girlfriend yet?
Nope. God damn it! You need to stop doing YouTube.
Jesus Christ, dude. Honestly, I'm honestly like, every time I look at it now, I'm tired of looking at like not to sound like it's like crazy, but I'm just tired of like looking at Asian Americans in this generation because they all look this not like, and the stereotype where it does like play in is like they all do look the same. Let's be honest. like all right, like what comes into your mind when I mention a perm?
Oh, I'm immediately thinking of my auntie.
Really? You don't think of some like a Vietnamese, a Cambo boy, a Filipino boy?
No, I'm just thinking of my auntie. Like, I'm just thinking of my auntie, really, because that's
I think it's just a Filipino thing, then. A Filipino and Vietnamese thing. Because it's like, there's so many Filipino guys, but like, literally, like, some dude that I was talking to, he's like, hey, should I get a perm? And I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, literally, they got a perm, they got their ears pierced, they got a chain, and then they wear the same fucking Air Force Ones, the all white, nasty ass shits.
Oh wow!
Disgusting ass fucking shoes. Fucking.
They try to get back to the AZN age.
Literally, fucking swagapinos. Fucking.
Dude, we already got over the AZN age. I thought it was dead.
Dude, it was at a point where like, do you know shoes? Like any basic surface of shoes?
Yeah, I know a basic surface. Yeah, what's up?
You know, like the dunks recently, right? How like people are like craving over dunks.
Yes, everyone is. Oh my god,
dude, so fucking like. Remember back then when no one fuck with him, and then now everyone's like, dunks, and the price fucking skyrocketed. It's so stupid. Because I had a pair of dunks. I had a pair of like orange dunks like back then, and I was like, man. But I can say like the thing that I'm tired of. Oh no,
like,
continue.
I get like your image of like what Asian Americans now, they're like trying to get back like all in the past. Like, we left that shit. We're not going back. All right, we've done enough. Yeah.
Because it's like, now that I see it, most of the Asian guys that I know that quote unquote like, and they use this as their fucking quote. You know Drake's song "Way Too Sexy." Like that, they use that shit as their fucking quote. And it's like. Too sexy for this shirt, too sexy for this wear. I'm like, oh god. And it's like they all look the same, dude. And it's like every time I see it, like even if I go to like Asian events, like fucking 626 Night Market, if I decide to go to fucking Head in the Clouds concert, I'm gonna see like 10 fucking Kevin Nguyen's with like a perm haircut and ear piercings and a gold chain, wearing a black Uniqlo shirt with ripped jeans and some sort of Jordan retros. Specifically the ones, and some dunks, and Air Forces.
Or Air Max 90s.
Air Max 90s, yes. The 97s. The 97s. Okay, but to be fair, the 97 silver bullets are always going to be my favorite, no matter what.
Okay, they can fit any clothing, that's why. It's neutral.
Yeah, that's why, dude. Like, this, and like, the silver bullet has a good meaning behind it, you know? It was like, you know, it's based off of, like, the silver bullet train in Japan. That's why they call it that.
Which is fine, but when people start buying that shit and then they start, you know, saying like, it's retro.
Dude. You don't
We'll talk about this
understand.
later, but in general, Asian Americans nowadays are like seriously
They're
starting to look the same.
It's basic head asses. They're basic head asses. Literally.
They try to bring back like the old days when really we left it behind for good reason.
God, dude. What's next? They're gonna start wearing baggy clothes and start listening to fucking listening to fucking Wu-Tang Clan.
I haven't heard that name in
God.
such a long time. They're gonna be listening to Eminem and shit.
Oh no, dude! Fucking Boys to Men. Whenever they're sipping, when I kiss you and I without holding you tight.
God. Next thing you know, they're gonna be singing like some sort of like Coolio song.
Oh my god, fucking Mario. Maybe I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? Oh god.
They're gonna they're gonna say like R&B is like the best genre ever. Like shut the
Oh, dude. You hear fucking Neo. Dun 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 dun. Whoa. Oh my god.
Oh,
That's scary.
we
Scary
left
thought.
that shit a long time ago. And I'm not going
We're
back
reversing.
to the early 2000s again, all right? I'm not going back. I left it.
In general, all Asians look the same.
All Asians do kind of look the same.
Look
They're
the
trying
same.
to be.
Yes,
we had a K-pop era. K-pop era? Chinese era. Japanese era? And now we're going back to AZN.
ASEAN era. American ASEAN AVG era. Yes, and I can't wait to get a dragon tattoo sleeve.
With the spiked hair, yellow blonde tips.
God, the frosted tips still remind me.
Some baggy ass white t-shirt. And of course, you gotta get the bare essential denim that is oversized, and you got a belt. And wearing some Timbs.
Dude, no. Oh my god. God damn it. Now I can't get it out of my head, that fucking thing. Ugh.
I'm already
gonna be
looking
baggy
back,
ass.
dude.
It's gonna be a baggy ass fucking white champion shirt.
They're also gonna be wearing Adidas.
They're gonna bring back the baseball jerseys.
No,
white
the
shirt.
Fila flip flops. The Fila flip flops.
Oh my, dude. I honestly, I enjoyed this podcast. This podcast is pretty fun. It's a
fun.
new experience for me. Yeah,
It's
just
chill.
being able to talk. It's chill. It literally just feels like we're just hanging out. and
It's
in
like-
general, it is.
It's like I'm talking right beside you.
Get the fuck away from me, dog.
Oh, come on.
You wanna start wrapping it up now?
Oh, yeah. We could wrap it up. Thanks again. I would like
was
to have you
solid,
up
though.
again. Yeah.
Yes. I'd be honored to come back as a guest. You want me to plug in my shit?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Plug in. Go all out.
My name is Nathan, but I go by Ezo. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Ezo. I also have an Instagram, jc.nate, and my YouTube will be Gwink, if that makes any sense. That's the only plugs I
I'll put that
got.
all in the description. No
Yeah.
worry. I got you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. That was a good talk. That was a good talk.
Good talks as
Swagapino.
always.
Swagapinos 2022. Calling it.
And again, to everyone here, another Lo-Fi and Chill Talks to come around. Stay tuned.